Okay, guys, I think we'll just get started. We have enough people on the call. So good morning and welcome to this kickoff session of the 3D Printing for Social Change project. My name is James Odede, and I'm the founder and the CEO of LACAB, one of the organizations that are implementing this program. And I just want to warn that Zoom is very common to have Zoom bombers, like people who might not be expected to be on the call, like I'm seeing probably there is. If you just give me a second and see if I can find out what that is. Seems like there's some interference on the presentation. Just give me a sec. Okay, so we'll proceed with the presentation. So this 3D printing project is a project that is implemented by the US Embassy, funded by the US Embassy, and is implemented by LACAB Academy in partnership with the American Spaces, or also popularly called the American Corners. American Corners are housed across the country in partnership with different organizations, as you'll see. And they are partner organizations that US Embassy works with to implement projects. And LACAB, we have some representatives from the American Corners here, who will also be happy to take any questions that you may have during this presentation. So this project is a 10-month project that aims to develop skills among young people in Kenya in this emerging technology called 3D printing. 3D printing has been around for quite some time, and it's just starting to gain popularity. And one of the things that pushed the popularity of 3D printing in the world or across the globe was during the corona pandemic, where independent creators in their backyards or in their own rooms would design solutions to health challenges, print them, and also, be able to distribute them for people to have access. And it's during that time that 3D printing gained a lot of global popularity. And we think that it's a skill that is important for creators, innovators, and people who are keen to take part in the ongoing revolution of technology should have, and that's why we are implementing this project. So the main objectives of the project are as displayed on the screen, which is training in 3D printing, which will be done virtually, as I'll also elaborate, but also to create a community of learners and designers in a way that we can share knowledge and experiences. And at the end of the project, we want to have a design competition for the health sector. After acquiring these skills and getting to have new knowledge in 3D printing and having the resources that we will be able to avail to you, it's important that we can demonstrate that the skills that we've acquired through this project can be used in a practical manner. And for that reason, we've selected the health sector as an area of interest. So the design competition will be a challenge for the participants who've taken part in the training to come up with ideas that can utilize 3D printing to create solutions for challenges that we face today in the health sector. So that's what the design competition will be. At the community of learners, we will use platforms like WhatsApp to connect all of you who are interested in 3D printing, and use that platform also to connect you with other people across different regions in Africa and beyond. What you will learn, these are the key topics that we will be capturing, and some of it might change as we go along, but it will be introduction to 3D printing, design for 3D printing. From the applications that we received, we saw a good representations from the design community. So how does design apply specifically for 3D printing? Printing 3D models is also a topic that we'll cover. Additionally, we will think about, we'll talk about troubleshooting for 3D printer. Like many machines, if once you use them for a long period of time, there will be need for troubleshooting, or even during your, as you learn during printing your models, there might be challenges with the settings and things like that that affect the quality. So it's important that we learn that too. Essential tools in 3D printing. The printer, of course, is the main thing, and also design softwares, as you will get to know during the training. But then there are also other tools. There are also other tools that you will need to use along to polish your products and even to help you in the process. And then eventually we'll be talking about the application of 3D printing in health. What are those areas within the health sector that 3D printing can potentially have solutions for? The learning model is will be heavily virtual, as you are aware of the limitations of COVID-19. So it will be virtual via Zoom, as we're doing today. But can you hear me? Yeah, okay. But because 3D printing is a topic that is practical, we will definitely have lab sessions. We'll have lab sessions at the American corners, where we will be able to interact with 3D printers and also have practical sessions in addition to the topics that we have learned virtually. So those will be the model. So we'll start off virtually, sessions every week, and then we'll also arrange for lab sessions. This lab session will be done at different corners at different dates, depending on the availability. And as I will also explain later on, we will be working with the American corner in Nairobi, Nakuru, Lamu, and Mombasa. These places you'll be able to access 3D printers that can also help facilitate the sessions. So schedule, it's important to know about this, because for you to be able to qualify for the certificate at the end that you've done this training, it's important that you attend all the sessions. So we'll have sessions every Saturday, 2 sessions, one at 10 a.m. ending at 12, 2-hour session on Zoom. And then we'll also have another session from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So that gives you an opportunity to choose which one works best in your time. And each session will last 2 hours. What we expect from you. We've talked about the things that we will help you achieve and how we'll support you. But we also expect you to do the following. You will need a laptop. because this is a practical skill training. So joining sessions with a smartphone will not be the most ideal. Today it's okay because it's an info session, but for the sessions that starting next Saturday, it's important that you have a laptop so that you can follow up on with what the trainer will be able to guide you. You need good internet. The sessions will be largely virtual. You will need to attend all the sessions. Because of the short duration of the project, we will not be able to have like makeup sessions. And then we also want you to bring your creativity to the process. So all these are very important. As you can see, the guy there is seriously pointing at you on what's expected. So this is very important. If you don't have your own laptop, you can always borrow. It's a 2-hour session every Saturday. And it doesn't have to be a laptop. It can be a desktop in your house or in your school, wherever you can access the machine that you can be able to work with. And I've been talking about the American Spaces. So these are the resources you'd expect at American Spaces, which is 3D printers and supplies. So the project has purchased 3D printers for the American Spaces, which you will be able to access depending on which one is nearest to you, so that you can participate in the lab sessions, even beyond the lab session during this project phase. Those are things that you will be able to access. And also workspace when you need to work on your projects related to this particular program. These are the locations. In Nairobi, the American Space is at Moi University campus. In Mombasa, it's at the Mewa Information Center. In Nakuru, the American Space is at the Kenya National Library Services in Nakuru branch. In Lamu, the American Space there is in Lamu Museum Information Center. So if you're from any of these regions, you'll be able to know which one is the nearest for you to access. You'll be able to participate effectively in this program. Some of the questions that we've already received from you is how long is the program? As much as it's 10 months, you will not be required to participate in the entire 10 months. Each cohort, as displayed on my screen, runs for 3 months. So we have one starting in February, today up to the end of April, only Saturdays. There will be no sessions during the week. However, there will be assignments, or rather not assignments, but projects that are required of you to do during the week as part of your participation. And then we'll have another cohort, May to July. And then August, we have submission of the design competitions. And then September, we'll have a session to wind up the project, during which we will also issue certificates. That will be through an event that we'll do here in Nairobi. This is the project team. You'll get to meet Bob after me. Bob will be talking to you, just explaining what the training entails and what you need, what to expect. And we'll also have a Marlene Cherop, who is the coordinator. And we'll also be working with all the American Spaces coordinators. Some of them are coordinators, some of them are here in the call. Would be happy to answer any questions that you may have. So that's really it on the introduction of the program, and a lot of the details we will be able to get as we go along. But for now, if there are any questions, I want to open it up for questions. Anybody who has questions, just raise your hand, and we'll be able to unmute you so that you can talk, and we get to hear how we can help. Also, you can put your questions on the chat. I can see Emmanuel asking, do you have to attend all sessions on Saturdays? Every Saturday, there are 2 sessions, the morning one and the afternoon. You just need to attend 1 session in a day because it will be dealing with the same content. The reason why we put 2 sessions is we have a lot of people. We have a lot of people, and we want to be able to meet different people's timeline. There's a question, how can you access YouTube Live? It's on, if you just go to the Lake Hub channel. Oh, somebody's saying they can't hear me, I don't know why, but you can just go to the Lake Hub YouTube channel and you'll be able, somebody has also posted the link here, and you'll be able to join the call on YouTube. All the sessions every Saturday will also be broadcasted on YouTube, but maybe it's important that you also join Zoom so that you can direct your questions. Any other question? I can see Inman has raised their hand. There's a question on what's the prerequisite? Okay, really, 3D printing is a new topic, so there's no prerequisite. It will help if you have some design knowledge or background, but as long as can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so there's no prerequisite really in terms of skill set, but it's important that you can speak English, and because that's the language of instruction. If you have any background in design, that's good for you. Things will be a lot easier in your case. Odero, Emmanuel, you can just unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so my question was, is there a protocol that must be followed? And if there is any protocol that must be followed, what are they in case I want to visit the 3D printing centers? Then the other question is on, the other question is about the assignments, like how are they practical and how will they be done? And what method are you also using to evaluate the assignments or the projects?
Okay, thank you for that, Duncan. Regarding protocols, the first 3 weeks, all the sessions will be virtual, so you will not need to access the American spaces. But just before the time for you to access the spaces comes, we will share all the protocols because they are hosted by different institutions. Every institution will have their own protocols. So we will share that information with you in good time. And also we know there are many people who are participating in this project. So we want to be able to coordinate that not everybody goes to any American corner at the same time. So that information will be shared. Regarding the assignments, there will be practicals, but mostly on the design phase. 3D printer is just part of what you need for this, but I think also in addition to that, a lot of the work goes on at the design phase. So a lot of these assignments will be related to design, and these designs are things that you should be able to learn during the training. So they'll be practical, but not related, but not that will need you to access a 3D printer in the very beginning. When the time comes and you need to access the 3D printer, we will also allow you to do that. Iman, I can see your hand is still up.
Yeah, I did ask my question through the chat. It was about
Okay, thank you.
Mm.
No problem. Okay, thank you. Sauda, if I got the name correct. You can unmute and
Yeah, thank you very
ask your
much
question.
for the program. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I'm having one question for you. Can we add some more members? Because it seems there are others who you have invited via email, and most of them are not even checking their emails. Maybe we can send them through the WhatsApp. Like now, I have sent two of us in Lamu the link. Although I didn't get the link, I just got it from, yeah.
Oh, okay. We had the impression that people check their emails. Thank you for that note. But feel free to share the link to anybody who
is willing.
Who should be participating. Yeah, who should be participating. No, I think it's mostly for people who applied to join, because for all the sessions, we want to restrict it to the people who applied. But if there's anybody who wants to participate and did not apply, you can send their contacts to us, and we will be able to be in touch with them. We also have another session that is coming up in May for those who cannot make it. But for today's session, just share the YouTube link or the link to join the call, because this is information. As many people as possible okay to be informed. Somebody asked on the chat. Yeah. So we will create a WhatsApp group, and Marlene will send the invite through. During the application, you also specified your phone numbers. So we'll use those phone numbers to invite you to a WhatsApp group for the sake of communication for the project, but also to create a community of learners where we can, borrow a lot from each other. Are we supposed to have any apps installed before the practicals begin? That is correct. We will, and I will ask Bob to handle that during his when he's giving his remarks. Their question: do we have a success story in 3D printing? There's a lot of success stories out there, both internationally and even locally. And if you just look up, you'll be able to see. And that's why we thought it's a really important skill for young people to have. I'll send you the slide. Somebody asking if I can play my screen again. Maybe I'll try and do that. That will help. And then there's a question on, let me just check that. Will the design focus only on health matters? Yes. For this particular project, the design challenge will focus on health. Of course, 3D printing knowledge or 3D printing can be applicable in many other industry, but for this particular project, we want to focus and see what difference it can bring in the health sector. So will we be in groups, or is it as on individual level? Attending the sessions will be in individually, but should there be any assignments that are that will be required to be done in groups, the facilitator will be able to tell you that. Somebody's saying they can't hear me well. Okay, I'll try and adjust my mic. So at this point, I want to welcome Bob. who can also just give us a brief highlight. There's just a quick one on logistics. What's the number you gave? Is not on WhatsApp. There's no problem. There will be many ways we will reach you. We'll give you a call or an email so that you can give us the right number. Yeah, don't worry about the logistics. Bob, go ahead.
Yes, good morning, everyone. My name is Bob Afwata. I will be your lead trader for this program. It's a great honor to meet all of you online, and I'm looking forward to meeting each and every one of you personally. First of all, I know some of you may be new to the whole idea of 3D printing. They have never even seen a 3D printer before, or maybe they just heard about it. But 3D printing is a very new technology, especially in this region, and having a skill in 3D printing will really help you, especially if you have ideas and you want to bring it to market. There are a lot of young people who have great ideas. Sometimes you are inspired by a problem. For example, I met a friend of mine who had who is really interested in helping people with disabilities or in autism. And he had these great ideas he was sharing with me on how he can make wristband trackers or wearable devices that he can be able to give to for this case it was actually his daughter. So using the skill of 3D printing with your artistical knowledge, if you have specialized in art, you've done art and craft, or you just love to do art, or even if you have some background with electrical engineering, mechanical with engineering, or with any science, or even if you're just a maker, you're somebody who likes making things with these hands, you like woodwork, or you have some background with woodwork, this will really help you a lot, because you are not only going to learn how to design, which we are going to spend a much big portion of this course doing. You are going to learn how to design something from scratch. You have an idea, but how are you going to have it produced to the final stage? That is where the design is going to come in. You're going to learn how to do that. And you're going to also have access to the 3D printers. So we have them here. I'm going to take you through how it works, how to troubleshoot, for example, if there's an error, or if it is not printing properly, or how to load the filament and do all that. As well, on the software, somebody asked about what software do we need. One, if your computer is very slow, I am aware there are some challenges where somebody has a slow computer. We are going to use an online platform. You can write it down. It's called Onshape. So you can create an account very fast on Onshape. It's a 1-minute thing, which we can also do even during the classwork. So you can use online platforms such as Onshape to download. You just go to that website. You don't need to install anything. You just log in like you log in into your Facebook or your email account. But for more advanced, that is for somebody who you are a maker, you don't have any engineering background, that you just want to 3D, you just want to design something very simple, a case, you want to design something like Onshape will work very well. Then the next software which you can install is Fusion 360. There is also one called Tinkercad. Tinkercad is actually a free software. You will not need to register. You will not need to subscribe or pay any money. Then Fusion 360, and then there is also SolidWorks. So I'll be using Fusion 360, and I highly encourage you to install it. For the classwork, I'll be using it. And that is, somebody asked, how are we going to judge the assignments? We are going to create a group. We'll be creating groups whereby all participants will be posting their design, or I'll be able to see what everyone's progress is. So as you design, hopefully because we will be online or you will be through the internet, I will be able to see, even other colleagues in this program will be able to see what you have designed. So it's like a shared folder where everybody will be able to post or upload their designs and projects. So we'll also share videos. Hopefully every session which we are attending will be shared, will be recorded via Zoom. And also if you go back to YouTube, the stream, you'll be able to see all our sessions there. So the videos and the PowerPoint presentations will be shared after the session, which you can go back if you are stuck in any part. Then what about the hands-on sessions? We are going to have the hands-on design sessions, whereby we are going to use that software to draw our components or draw our models before we print them. Then we are also going to introduce you to online repositories where you can post your whatever you have designed for other people all around the globe to see. One is called Thingiverse, which I'll introduce you to. You can also get motivation. You'll see what other people have designed and uploaded online. So you can even download that and print. Then also in the final 2 or 3 stages, we are going to have you work in teams, depending on how complex it is, to design a team project, because we also want to encourage that community idea or working as a team. So you can decide to pair with 2 or 3 of your colleagues, come up with an idea, and during that time we are going to do a small or a brief introduction to design thinking, whereby we are going to look at how to solve these problems and the proper way to go about the design thinking process. After that, you'll design your product and you can work on it at any time. So I just want to say that for you to get the best of this course, I'm just going to show you the path. And there are people here who are more creative. I can even say they are even more creative than I am. There are even other people who have more skills with the CAD software, or they are experts with the CAD softwares than I am. But that opportunity of how to integrate that skill and the creativity that you have and translate it into a 3D model which you can print, that is where I'm going to come in. I'm going to do my best to ensure that you design, that everyone who participates or who attends the sessions can be able to design a product or design something and print it. But also your part, you have to be proactive, because there's no need of attending the sessions but you don't do the assignments, or you don't actively participate like design as others. Since it is an online platform, I highly request that you be active and you see how it turns out. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob, for that good introduction. It seems we don't have any more questions coming from, I'll try to answer some of them. Somebody was asking if today day was for just orientation. Yes, that's correct. Today's call is primarily to give everybody information on what is expected. The first session will begin next weekend. There's a question on after the end of cohort 1, will the competition be done before cohort 2 or after cohort 2? I think that's something we'll be able to decide later on, but it could be before or after. Do we have any question? And I saw we have one representative from the American corners. Maybe you could just introduce yourself. Any of the representative who is here as we wind up. Or somebody's asking the competition. Really, the competition is to see who has the best idea. on using 3D printing in the health space. It's not for money really, but there will be recognition by the US Embassy, and also there'll be a chance for you to showcase your product at the end of this project to many other partners. And possibly there'll be opportunities for you after that. Yeah, so the competition is really to challenge all of us to use the skill that they've earned through this to be able to see how they can address the challenges that exist in our health system. I see a hand up. I cannot tell whose name it is, but please just unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah, hello. I think that had was used to ask a question in the beginning, but I don't know how to get rid of it.
Okay, it must be tiring to keep your hand up, right?
Yes.
Or it's virtual. I understand, no problem. Okay, Angela, maybe you can unmute yourself and just say hello to everyone. Angela is from American Corner, Nakuru. I think we also saw someone from American Corner, Lamu, Saud. You already asked a question, Sauda, but it's okay just maybe to introduce yourself. Feel free to unmute. Let me see if Angela. Just a minute. Angela, are you able to unmute yourself? Yes, I've allowed you to unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I'm Angela Nyamisi Maramba. I'm the coordinator of the American Space Nakuru. So I'm so excited to have this program, and I think we will work together with you. We have a successful program that will empower even the youth of Nakuru. And I really encouraged Nakuru students to, Nakuru youth to apply for it. I think Nakuru, we have so many. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Sauda?
Hi, everyone. I'm Sauda Kasim, coordinator, American Corner Lamu. We are happy and excited to have such a program in our corners. And I have seen some of the members outside, whereby I was trying to explain what is it. And they had really appreciated to have the sessions. That's why someone told me that they had an email on the link. Otherwise, others who cannot access email, most of our community, it's not easy for them to access emails, but they do access WhatsApp pages. So I'm going to take the responsibility of informing them what is up, and then we move together as a team. Thank you.
Thank you, Sauda. Yeah, we'll try and, as much as possible to reach everybody, even those who are having logistical challenges. But because these sessions will mostly be virtual at the beginning, it's important that people make the effort to read their email. As that will be the main way we can share as much information. But also once we have the WhatsApp group, then I think that issue will be resolved. Somebody asked about the intellectual property for issues with software licenses. We will not be misusing any of that. We will only be using those that are accessible for free, because there's so many free open source tools to use for design, even without the need for, having a cracked version. So we are not encouraging anyone to use a cracked version of any software. There are very many free options that we can use out there that you can still use, especially at this stage of learning. You don't want to spend a lot of money buying licenses while you're still learning. So there's no need to worry about that. If you have ideas on how we can get licenses for free, please also just feel free to reach out to us. But we've already seen there's a good number of free softwares that we can use for design. So if there are no any other question, I think we are done here. It's important to know that this program is going to happen virtually, and virtually would mean that you make time and make time to attend the sessions, as well as make time to do the assignments. And participation is voluntary. We were not going to spend any time trying to follow anybody up for too long because we don't just have those resources. But for you to get the certificate of recognition at the end from the US Embassy for participating in this, you must demonstrate that you participated actively in all the sessions. Somebody's asking if we are going to have a session at 2 p.m. No, today we just have this because it's mostly introduction, but somebody can watch on YouTube, and we'll also share the recording because it's typically the same thing. Yeah, so we expect you to do your part by availing yourself for all the sessions in good time. Should you have any challenges not able to attend, just feel free to inform us. Most of the communication will be coming from my colleague, Marlene Cherop, who's the coordinator. But we've tried to give 2 sessions in a day. And also we've tried to avoid weekdays when you would be busy with other things. But now we also hope that you will take the responsibility on your side and attend the sessions as required and do the assignments as required without the need for us to follow up. Will the copyrights belong to LACAB or us? That project we come up with. All the copyrights for all the products that you come up with belongs to you, the creators. If you come up with it in a group, then you handle within the group how you want to go about that. But LACAB will not take any copyrights as a result of your creation. We are really just here to empower you with the skills and the resources and the tools that you need. American Corner will not take any copyright, will not claim any copyright. So will the US Embassy not claim any copyright. All the copyrights remain to the creators exclusively. Somebody's asking, kindly share our contacts. I'll put them here on email, on the chat, but I think that we are communicating on email, so you'll have all our contacts really. So I'll put the contact of our coordinator there on email, on the chat, I mean the email on the chat. Okay, so no more questions. I hope everybody has understood. You will receive information on your email, and also once we have the WhatsApp group of all the sessions ahead of time, a Zoom link to attend. Please don't share the Zoom link with people who are not part of the program. With people who are not part of the program, because that one also encourage strangers joining the call and also interfering with us. So just keep the links to the people who are participating. Bob, do you have anything else?
No, I don't have anything else to say. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, guys. We finished much earlier. I think we also started a little earlier than we had planned. But because most people are here early, so there was no need to keep them any longer. So thank you, guys. Enjoy your weekend. I hope to see you next week on Saturday. As I've explained in my PowerPoint, it's 10 to 12 or 2 to 4. So those will be the slots available every week. Okay, bye-bye. Enjoy your weekend. And we're excited to have you be part of this program.